All right, let's talk about one of the most exciting financial journeys anyone can take. Going from that first big milestone, $100,000, all the way to becoming a millionaire. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to hit 100 million while so many others get kind of stuck around the $100,000 mark? Well, I can tell you it is not just luck. It really comes down to a few key decisions and a couple of major mindset shifts that completely change the game. You see, the very first step on this path isn't about pinching pennies or cutting coupons. No, it's about building a powerful, high-octane income engine. This is the absolute foundation. You can't scale what you don't have, right? A strong income is the fuel for literally everything that comes next. So how do you actually build that engine? Well, what's really fascinating here is this idea of a tailwind. According to analyst Dan Martell, picking the right business model is like giving yourself a massive tailwind pushing you forward. And just look at these margins. Software as a service, or SaaS, is at a staggering 80 to 90%. When you have margins like these, you get to keep so much more of every single dollar you make, and that just dramatically speeds up your growth. But, and this is a big but, it's not all about the flashy online businesses and cool software. There is a really powerful counter-narrative here. While one person is out there chasing the latest, trendiest thing, someone else is quietly building an absolute fortune in a sector that most people would probably call, well, kind of boring. And this slide just illustrates that point perfectly. I mean, cleaning services, warehouse logistics, tech repair, these are not the kinds of things you see getting glamorized on social media, right? But what do they all have in common? They solve real recurring problems. They have predictable demand, which means they have predictable revenue. And these are the kinds of businesses that are quietly creating millionaires year after year after year. Okay, so picking a business model is like having the blueprint for a house. It's essential, but you still need the tools and the talent to actually build the thing. The business model is the what, but your skills are the how. They are the real fuel for that income engine we've been talking about. And right now, these are the skills that are in absolutely massive demand. Coding lets you literally build things from scratch. Video editing is crucial because, let's face it, every company is a media company now. Copywriting, that's the meta skill of persuasion. And check out these last two. Chat sales, where people are making millions in commissions without ever even hopping on a call, and AI automation, which is basically the definition of future-proofing your career. So you've built your income engine, you're honing your skills, and then you hit it. That first big milestone, $100,000. Now, this is so much more than just a number in your bank account. It is a profound strategic and psychological turning point. Everything changes here. You know, the legendary investor Charlie Munger just put it perfectly. Getting to that first 100K is the hardest part. It is an absolute grind. But once you're there, the rules of the game completely shift. Your job isn't just to save anymore, it's to maximize the math. And this is that critical mindset shift. Before $100,000, you're in what's called accumulation mode. You're fighting and clawing for every single dollar. But after you cross that line, you enter acceleration mode. And this is where the magic happens. Your money starts working for you. Your focus shifts away from just adding dollars and toward increasing the speed at which those dollars grow. So once you've made that mental shift, what do you actually do? How do you put your money to work effectively? Okay, let's get into the mechanics of acceleration, the specific, powerful decisions that really fuel that growth. It really just boils down to a simple 3-step playbook. First, kill any high-interest debt. Seriously, trying to get ahead with an 18% credit card balance while your investments make 10%, that's a guaranteed loss. Second, you max out every single tax-advantaged account you can get your hands on. Your 401k, your Roth IRA, all of it. And third, and this might be the hardest, but it is the most powerful, you have to resist lifestyle inflation. Now, if you're wondering why maxing out those accounts is such a big deal, just look at this number. Over 30 years, the exact same investment could be worth $113,000 completely tax-free in a Roth IRA, or just $85,000 in a regular taxable account after you pay capital gains. That is a $28,000 difference just from picking the right account. That's the power of tax optimization. And that brings us to what might be the ultimate behavioral hack. As your income starts to grow, the temptation to upgrade your car, your apartment, your vacations, it's huge. But every single dollar you don't spend on those lifestyle upgrades is like another soldier you can send out onto the battlefield of compounding to go capture more territory for you. It is, without a doubt, the highest leverage decision you can possibly make. All right, so you've built the engine, you've shifted your mindset, and you've mastered the mechanics. Now for the fun part. Now it's time to scale. This is how we move from 6 figures to 7 by using systems designed for exponential growth. As your net worth grows, protecting your capital becomes just as important as growing it. You move beyond a simple 100% stock portfolio. A strategic allocation like this, 70% stocks for growth, 20% real estate for cash flow and a hedge against inflation, and maybe 10% in alternatives, it creates multiple engines of wealth that don't all move in the same direction. That's how you protect the downside. Now, here is a concept that millionaires and billionaires absolutely live by. It's called the buyback loop. And the core idea is actually pretty simple. You use your money to buy back your time from low-value tasks, then you reinvest that newly freed up time into high-value activities that generate even more money, which of course you can then use to buy back even more of your time. It is a beautiful, virtuous cycle. And putting it into practice is a simple 3-step process. First, audit your calendar. Find all the things that drain your energy and could be done by someone else. Second, transfer them. Delegate, automate, hire someone, whatever it takes. And third, and this is the key, you fill that new time not with more leisure, but with high-leverage activities like sales, marketing, or strategic planning that will grow your income engine even faster. So once you've bought back your time, what is the highest leverage way to invest it? Well, it's right back into yourself. Because even with all these amazing systems, your single greatest asset is and always will be you. The final piece of this puzzle is scaling your own human capital, your skills, your network, and your personal brand. And this is a perfect illustration of what that looks like today. Platforms like LinkedIn are no longer just static, boring resumes. They are living, breathing, dynamic ecosystems. Your profile is a multimedia portfolio, a visual case study of your career. It's basically a digital passport that doesn't just list what you've done in the past, it actively attracts new opportunities to you. So, we've walked through the entire path. You build an income engine, you shift your mindset at that 100K inflection point, you master the mechanics of acceleration, and then you scale with smart systems. That first $100,000 is the foundation you lay. The real question is, how are you going to build the empire on top of it?